start some moving. All right. So stay focused on the breathing as much as you can. And if you need to maybe another minute before you're ready to move, that's always fine too. If you're ready to start adding a little bit of movement into your practice, we're going to bend the knees, get the feet on the mat, shoulders apart, heels lining up with those hips. Just get yourself comfortable. For most people, when we bend the legs, when we bend the knees and put the feet on the mat, that really alleviates some discomfort in the back and the hips. You know, if it's something that you're not comfortable with, don't bring the feet too close in if that hurts your knees. You can walk them out. They don't have to be that close. When we do some of the things like bridging, it is helpful if the feet are closer in. However, you need to find that comfort spot for you. So everything lined up as we bring the arms alongside us, palms down. Press your shoulders down gently. See if you can get the backs of your shoulders to stay down. Now mine won't stay down. When I relax, they lift up a little bit. I've got about an inch of room in there. But it's a good practice sometimes to really work on pressing those shoulders down, activate those upper back muscles, and then you can relax and just stay in your regular bent knees pose. So we're still going to stay focused on the breathing. We're going to do a little bit more core work this morning. All right, so when you're ready to activate the body, to start moving, as you begin a breath in, you're just going to let those arms float up off the mat, reach overhead. If you don't go all the way on that first couple breaths, don't push it. Use your exhale to bring your arms all the way back down. So again, inhale, the arms float up. We're slowly moving, keeping time with that inhalation. The exhalation, bringing our arms back to the mat. So your arms shouldn't hit until you've completed that full breath out. And again, reach up. Make sure you're still feeling that expansion into the chest, ribcage, belly. On the breath in, on the exhale, feel all that tension leaving the body. Again, trying to blow out any busy thoughts that you don't need right now. Just let them float out of the mind. So we'll do one more. All right. So now we're going to take the arms overhead on the inhale. And exhale, just pull that right knee gently to the chest. And as soon as you take another breath in, you're going to take that foot down, arms back overhead. Exhale, bring that left knee in. Inhale, reach overhead. So we're just going to continue that pattern. Now, you can begin to activate the abdominals if you want to. We are going to do a little bit more core work, as I said. So when you're pulling that knee into the chest, you feel your lower back pressed down anyway. Think about pulling that abdominal wall a little tighter. Think about that belly button kind of pulling in. And then as the foot goes down, we inhale, that belly goes back out. And then we'll do the same on the other side, knee in. Same thing, we're going to pull those abs a little tighter. And we're just going to alternate right and left a couple times. We'll do just a little bit of lower body work before we get to those abdominals. All right? All right, so now when you get to that right leg next time, don't rush. Get there when you're ready. Pull the knee in. Exhale, pull that knee towards you and just relax. So your lower back is pressing down now. It's kind of impossible to keep the abs pulled in all the time. So just let them move naturally. And then we're just going to take that right knee. We're going to move it out a little bit and back in. Exhale out. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale. You can hold the knee or let it move on its own if that's comfortable for you. Some people really like to have a little support on the knee. Again, think about what's going to work for you one more time. And now I'm going to slowly move that knee in a circle up and around. As the knee circles, the upper part of the leg moves around in that hip. Again, just move nice and slow. I see a little bit of blurriness on my screen, so I'm going to very quickly turn off my Wi-Fi, but I want you to keep moving. After you've circled that knee quite a few times one way, make sure you circle it the other way. I don't know if that's going to help. All right, so we've circled the knee both ways. All right, the hip should feel a little looser. And then just stretch that leg up. Don't straighten the knee if you're not ready for that. And just start working your foot. Remember, we want to try to go to whatever the extremes are for you, right? So flexing, pointing, or maybe just stretching the ball of the foot. Again, we don't want the foot to cramp. But it is a good idea to get your feet used to these movements. Really helpful. Keeping them mobile. Circle the ankle a few times one way and then the other. And then just a little stretch. Again, we're not forcing anything here. We're not using anything external. We're just seeing where our leg goes today. We're not lifting our hip up. Hold it up there a breath or two. And then we're just going to bring it right back down. Set up that bent knees pose. Bring the arms right next to you again. Take a breath in and out. All right, then arms overhead, inhale. This time exhale, bring that left knee in. So same thing, we're going to start by just pulling the knee in. And then nice and easy, start to take that knee away from center and back in. So I'm exhaling as the knee opens. Trying to stretch the groin a little bit, inhaling as the knee comes in. And out, and in, and out, and in. A few more again. This should feel really, it shouldn't be uncomfortable. It's just a warm-up. All right. All right, and then same thing, we're going to start to bring the knee up and around and start circling more into that left hip. Move at whatever pace feels right. You don't have to go fast, you don't have to go slow. Listen to your body. We want to make sure we always go the opposite direction also. After that hip feels a little bit warmed up, stretch that left leg up and flex and point a few times. And circle the ankle. Same thing, I want to circle about, I like 8 to 10. 3 or 4 is not enough. All right, and then the extension is just pressing the heel away, feeling the back of the leg kind of energize a little bit, right? We just want to kind of start to activate a bit. Keep the hips down and just see where that leg can go on its own. Now we're going to come back down. We're going to bring that foot back down. We still have our heels aligned with the sitting bones, but walk the toes a little further out. We are going to do some abdominal work. Some options for you if you have some concerns about the neck, right? So we start out, or we generally will have our hands kind of laced together behind the head, elbows out, and this is a good way to check and make sure that we keep our neck aligned and that we're not using our arms to lift ourselves up. We're just holding our head, which is kind of heavy. Just think of it as like a heavy basketball, right? But if you have that tendency to pull your head forward, right? When you're lifting up, but you just don't even think about it, you start to pull your head forward. I want you to imagine if you take an orange or maybe a softball, something a little bigger, and you had it under the chin, you had to hold it here, under the chin and the chest, right? So if you pull your chin too far down, you're gonna almost cut off your air, right? So I want you to think about holding that there, keeping your chin and your eyes level. Now, what if this hurts your shoulders to take your arms back like this? Well then, You can either do, if you have one arm that's worse, you're going to keep that arm here alongside you, or you can cross it across the chest to that opposite shoulder, and you can just use one hand for support, right? Either one. Now, if both your shoulders just don't like that overhead position, I'm going to recommend that you have your hands crossed here. And then, if you're not supporting the neck, you're going to want to tuck your chin a little bit, right? Not a lot, to where your eyes are looking here, but you want to tuck the chin just a little bit, because we want to avoid using the neck, or the muscles in the neck to lift us up. So I know it's a lot to think about, but this is more for maybe if somebody is watching the video and they haven't done our class. So we're going to start out wherever your arms are comfortable, and we're just going to focus on our breathing. Take a breath in, feel that belly rise up. This exhale, you're going to contract as tight as you can. Pull that belly in as tight as you can. Put the hand on the belly if you need to make sure that it's working the way you want it to. Inhale, expand outward. Feel the belly puff up. Exhale, contract from within, maybe even pressing that lower back down a little bit. Now we're going to inhale, belly expands. Exhale, as you contract, lift your head just an inch or two off the mat. Eyes stay straight up. Inhale, you lower down. Exhale, you lift up and contract. The work happens here. The upper body just adds more weight, makes it more challenging while we're contracting those abdominals. You wouldn't have to lift the head up at all. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. You can just completely work those abdominals without ever lifting your upper body off the mat. So we'll stay with that pattern. And exhale, contract. And inhale, expand. And exhale, contract. Again, head and shoulders really not coming more than like an inch or two off the mat. So just really focus on that. And exhale. So we don't have to pump out 100 crunches to work those abdominals, right? We're going slow, we're controlling the movement, and we're really maximizing what we're doing here by being slow, by being purposeful with our movements. All right. So some of you are saying, well, that's pretty hard, but I want to up it one more notch. What else can I do? So when I take that breath in, I prepare. When I exhale and I lift my head and shoulders up, I take one foot up, just barely off the mat. I place it back down as I inhale. I exhale, I bring the other foot up just an inch or two, and exhale back down. Now the difference is if I bring that knee all the way up, when I bring my head and shoulders up, you lose that more challenging level, I guess is a good way to say it. So exhale, head and shoulders up, foot up an inch or two, inhale back down, exhale up, inhale back down, exhale up, inhale back down. So we're just going to do those contractions, or those abdominal crunches a few more times on our own. One more time. Make sure you do it evenly. You might be off from what I'm doing. And we're going to stretch the legs out long and take the arms overhead. And inhale, stretch as long as you can. Exhale, relax. Keep the arms overhead. We'll do one more. But just take another breath while you're resting here. And then inhale, stretch and hold. And exhale and relax. Now we're going to slowly roll over. Let's come up onto our hands and knees and pull my hair back. Get yourself ready for a little bit more back movement here. So hands under our shoulders. Spread those fingers out. Make sure that the arms are as long as possible, but we never want to lock our elbows, right? So what I do sometimes is I actually will lock my elbows. So I know that's how it shouldn't be. And then I back it off just a little bit. And try to keep the insides of your elbows pointing toward each other and the pointy part of the elbow pointing straight out. All right, so knees right under the hip, nice straight back. Focus on the breathing again. Let's get that going. So we're going to take that breath in. You should still feel your belly expand here. Exhale, pull the belly tight. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Adding some flow here. Inhale, expand. Easy little cow here. Chest and tailbone lifting up a little bit. Exhale, cat pose. Arching up. Let the head drop down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arch. Take your time moving into these, but try to get as much out of it as you can. So we want to try to get as much movement for our spine as we can. Feel like it's getting longer every time we inhale and arching up more every time we exhale, and really getting all those vertebrae warmed up. Couple more. All right, inhale, cow. Exhale, child's pose. Drop those hips back. Remember, always use any props that help you. What we're going to work on next is we're going to go into our little flow that we always do on the mat. We do it a couple times. Then we're going to go back to hands and knees and warm up the hips a little bit more to have some more options when we get into our actual mat flow. So come back to hands and knees. And we're just going to tuck the toes under and just come on up to downward dog, a real short downward dog, right? So hands and feet are closer together maybe than you normally would have. I want you to really stretch that upper body, like someone came up behind you and they're pulling those hips up toward them, right? So we want to feel the back lengthening, the head just hangs down. Trying to slowly move the torso back so we're getting that nice long line from the arms and the torso are at the same angle. And then you can start to move the legs more by letting one knee bend, and that other heel gets to press a little lower, and then we move over to the other side. We're just going to do a couple of those. All right. And then press the heels toward the mat, and they don't have to touch it, but take a full breath in and out here. And we'll do one more. Now we're going to inhale, come into plank. If your plank's a little short, move those hands out. Get the shoulders and hands lined up. And you can bring those knees down and modify your plank always, all right? Inhale again, lift that chest a little higher. Exhale, lower down. Keep the hands right there. Inhale, lift to cobra. Exhale, back down. Push back to child's pose. We're going to do that one more time. Come to downward dog. Inhale to plank or modified plank. Exhale as you lower. Try to keep the elbows close to the body. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back to child's pose. Now, take a breath or two here. You can bring the hands in if that bothers your wrist, or if they just need a little bit of a break. Make sure you circle those hands and move them around. We're going to come back to the hands and knees now. All right, so I'm going to start out on all fours. I'm going to extend my left leg straight out from the hip. I'm not going to really actively flex my foot or point it. I'm going to just let it be kind of relaxed. Now I'm going to inhale, lift that leg a little bit as I lift my chest up. I'm going to exhale, I'm going to arch into cat pose and pull that right knee under me. Try to bring it toward my forehead or my nose. Inhale, extend and lift the chest. Exhale, pull the knee under, pull the belly in. Inhale, extend, lift the heart, really lift the leg without opening the hip, right? So we want to keep our hips level and lift them back a little bit and stretch the front of that hip. Exhale, bring it under. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it under. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it under. Inhale, extend the leg just straight out. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring that knee back down. Same thing. Let the hands have a little break if they need it. Go through cat and cow a couple times. Keeping both hands, both knees down, then come to all fours. Extend that left leg up and back, same thing. Keep the hips nice and even. Now we're going to inhale, extend the leg as you lift your heart. Exhale, knee under, belly tight. Inhale, extend and lift. Exhale, arch, pull the knee under. Inhale, extend, lift. Exhale, knee under. We're going to do 2 more. After this last one, extend the leg just straight out. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring the knee down. Same thing. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child's pose. 1 more time. Our whole purpose of opening the hips a little bit more like that today and working the core is that we're going to, when we get into our full flow, our sun salutation, we're going to have some options for extending the leg behind us and then also bringing that leg through into our warrior poses. So a little bit challenging today. However, you always can modify and you know what to do if you want to, come up from hands and knees, or you want to just come up from a standing position and step back. So you always have that to throw in there if it works better for you than what we're actually working on. But today, we're going to try it a little differently, and we'll do like a whole bunch of right side stuff, then we'll go back down, and we'll do a whole bunch of left side stuff. So just going to be working on those transitions going from the mat to warrior poses and back down. All right, so let's get it started. From your child's pose, come to your downward dog. 3 breaths here. Now this downward dog, you might be more in your regular downward dog with the hands and feet much further apart from each other. And then also really lengthen. Keep that upper body working. Don't get into just a downward dog that you're not thinking about. Be present. Be engaged with it. All right, inhale, plank or modified plank. Exhale, lower. We'll just do the first one like we did already. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Back to your downward dog when you're ready. That next level. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower all the way or about halfway down. And then inhale into that upward dog. Exhale right into downward dog. 3 breaths here. And remember, you can transition to child's pose every time if you prefer that. All right, once more. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower, maybe halfway down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Walk those feet forward. Come into the front, or come to the front of your mat in a forward bend. Have your blocks ready if you might need them, and we're just going to hang here. Be aware of how you feel. Are those hips kind of behind you? Can you get them a little more aligned over the heels? All right, let that upper body relax. Tighten the belly, roll it up. Take your time. Once you come up, shoulders up and back, standing as tall as we can. Going over that mountain pose review really quickly. Big toes touching or feet slightly apart. But think of the outside edges lining up with the mat, okay? Not the inside edges. We don't want to be turned out. We really don't want to be turned in either. Find that neutral position. Engage from the front of the thighs, so tighten up. Stand up tall now. Shoulders up and back, and feel that chest broaden. Soft energy in the arms. Nice tall neck, or nice tall posture, long neck. So from here, we'll go into our forward bend. We're going to do that a couple of times, then make our way back into that vinyasa flow. So start out, take the breath in. Exhale, bring the hands through to the heart. Now you can roll down. You can still extend the back here, whichever one you prefer. Coming into that forward bend, hands on the floor or blocks. 3 breaths here. Every exhale, see if you can get that upper body a little more relaxed, a little closer into those legs. And when you're ready, you can either roll up chin tucked in, belly tight, or belly tight, inhale, extend, come all the way back up, and then bring those arms back to mountain pose. All right, again, inhale, bring the arms up, get a little taller, maybe lift the heart, take that gaze up to the hand. Exhale, you can dive and open the arms, or you can still bring those hands through the heart. Coming into that forward bend again. Inhale, lift halfway. Now, this time, make sure you're really straight through the back. So I pull the belly in, but I could still be a little bit rounded here. I'm gonna straighten my back, pull my shoulders away from my ears, tighten that belly, maybe reach one arm back, maybe reach the other arm back, maybe both arms, but if I feel like I'm collapsing here, then I know I wanna use my blocks every time. Nothing wrong with that. All right, inhaling here, exhaling, forward bend, inhale back up, back to mountain pose. All right, so this time we're gonna get back into that flow and build on it, okay? Here we go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Again, option to pause here. Tighten the abdominal, reach those arms back. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward bend. Bring those hands here. Step back to your plank. Inhaling here. Exhale all the way down or halfway down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Go through child's pose or right into your downward dog. All right, hold that downward dog. Really press those heels down. Lift the hips high. All right, I'm gonna take my right foot off the mat. I'm gonna start out by just pushing that heel back like someone pulling my leg. Now I can lift the leg up, but I'm not changing my hips, just like I did on hands and knees. All right, now I'm gonna pull that knee under and extend that leg back. So this is just like what we did on hands and knees, but we're only on that left foot, and it's pretty challenging. So if it's not your thing, you can just go back to your downward dog, your child's pose, or just keep the leg extended. I'm gonna do one more. Contract, pull the knee under, forehead toward the knee, extend that leg back. Now this time I'm gonna bring that right foot forward and place it somewhere near the front of my mat, and as I come up, I'm gonna come to my warrior one. If you get up and you're not quite there, take a moment to fix it. Your feet are still about hip distance apart. That back leg needs to straighten. The front knee needs to stay bent, and everything facing the front of the mat. So we haven't turned the body yet, right? Warrior one. Shoulders down. Now just for the visual, I'm gonna show you here. Warrior one, we're gonna come to those cactus arms. So turn the palms forward. Bring the shoulders into alignment. Elbows with the shoulders. Now, squeeze the upper back. Energize those arms. Little tilt, lift the heart, take the gaze up. From those cactus arms, inhale back to warrior one. Exhale, open to warrior two. Take a moment, look at your warrior two. Front knee always kind of lined up over the second and third toe, should line up with that. Front heel and back arch. Turn the whole body to the side of your mat, shoulders down. Energize your arm, look toward the right hand. Side angle pose, lean into this right leg. Bring the block if you want to go a little bit lower into this. Now we're going to start by just extending that left hand straight up from the shoulder. If you want to go into the extended variation, turn from the shoulder, not the hand, right? The whole shoulder. And bring that arm up and over. Now you have a nice long line from left fingertips to the outside edge of that left foot. Side angle pose, extended variation. Inhale back to warrior two. Now, right away we're just going to turn that right palm up and come into reverse warrior. Follow that hand with your eyes. Bring this back hand anywhere on the leg for support. Try to not let any tension creep up into the shoulders and neck. Back to warrior two. And then back to warrior one. Go ahead and turn, Square everything up to the front of your mat. And then from here, we're going to slowly drop the hands down, step back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. If you want to, feel free to bring those knees down, take a rest in child's pose, get a quick drink if you need it. I'm going to quickly turn. I always forget about this. Quickly turn, so I'm not going to have my back to you and be talking over my shoulder. All right. So we're going to start out by taking that left foot off the mat, press that left heel back. So that's option 1 right there. Now, does it take us out of our downward dog posture? A little bit. All right. Now, I'm going to lift that leg a little higher if I want to. I can stay there, or I can pull the knee under toward my forehead, extend the leg back, regular downward dog upper posture here. Knee under, I come almost into my plank, extend that leg back. Now this time, I'm going to step that left foot all the way through. I'm going to bring my right foot up, make my way to warrior 1, fix it when I get there, so I can truly have my hips and shoulders facing the front or back of your mat. All right, arms up, shoulders down. Make sure that that warrior 1 feels perfect for you before you go into those cactus arms, right? So I'm just going to talk you through it here. I'm not going to face the camera. So from our warrior 1, turn the palms forward, bring the elbows, get it right, into line with the shoulders. Now squeeze your upper back, energize those fingers, and think of a little tilt here if you can see it, with lifting your heart a little higher, taking your gaze up. Cactus arms in our warrior 1. The lower body hasn't changed. Inhale, bring the arms back up. Exhale, open to warrior 2. So this is where we turn to the side. This is where this is not my good side at the moment. So my warrior 2 is a little shorter. We're going to look over that left hand, shoulders relaxed. Now, side angle pose, lean into this left leg. As much as you can, keep your chest open. Reach that arm up. And you can see I can't open my chest completely, so I'm not going to go into that extended variation because it really closes off my upper body. I'm going to stay right here. The other option, you can take that hand to the hip, and sometimes that helps you to really work that shoulder open. So side angle pose. And then inhale back to your warrior 2. All right, looking over that left hand, turn that palm up. Bring the right hand to the back leg. Extend the arm, inhale, reach it up and back. Follow it with your eyes. Keep that lower body in place. And back to warrior 2. We're going to go back to our warrior 1 for a moment. Recenter here, and then make our way back down to downward dog. So bring the hands down, step back to that downward dog. Take 3 breaths here. And then bringing the knees down and taking a true rest, because that was a lot of work today. Even if you chose to modify some of that, it's a lot of work, right? So I want you to take a little break, get a quick drink if you need it. All right, we're going to move on. I want to do a little bit more work when we get down on the mat today. So let's, when we come out of our child's pose, we'll come to our downward dog. We'll walk back to the top of our mat, coming into our forward bend one more time. We're just going to round over here. Maybe grab the opposite elbows and just let gravity pull you down. And then tighten up the belly and just roll it up. Take your time. Once you're upright, arms all the way up, bring your hands to your heart. Find that mountain pose. Anybody else Feeling that humidity today? All right. Let's do a little balancing today, and let's, I'll face you. So we're going to start out, weight even between both feet. Bring your hands here if you want. You might want to try the tightrope arm when we start this. I want you to bring the right heel off the mat, and then the right foot, and then place it back down. And then the other side, just lift the heel up, so we kind of spread the toes out, lift the foot up, bring it back down. Now, we're going to do a little bit more consciously with a little more purpose, so tighten that internal belt. And we're going to go ahead and just take the arms at shoulder height. So you can do palms down or palms forward. Now, bring that right heel up. Try to bring the ball of the foot up. Maybe you can lift that knee into right about hip level. Maybe you can extend that leg out. Bring it back in. Place it back down. Take a breath in and out here. Same on the other side. Take the left foot, heel up. Take the ball of the foot up. See if you can bring that knee up to about hip level. Remember, we're staying really tight here to help us. Extend the leg out. Bring it back in and back down. All right. Now, if you want to try this with a strap, you can, or if you can easily make that toe, hand to foot connection, you can do that. So, take the strap under, not so much the ball of the foot this time, right? So I'm going to start out, I'm going to, again, tighten up here. I'm going to bring that knee up, and I'm going to see if I can extend that right leg. Now, I'm going to pull those shoulders back. So this is what I don't want. I don't want you to be rounded forward just to get the leg up high, right? I want you to keep those shoulders, upper back nice and tight. As the leg goes out, pull up tight here. Keep those shoulders down and back. See if it works. Slowly bring the leg down. You can bend the knee first if you want. Step into that other foot. But then you still want to start out with those feet in mountain pose. Don't just start out with the leg coming up. So, nice and tight. Take the foot up. Bend the knee. Maybe extend that leg out. See how that feels. If you get the leg up, great. If you fall, great. Now, once I'm up though, engage that upper body. Shoulders back and down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Pull the belly tight. Keep energy, even in the leg that's up. You're not holding it up. It's not just a dead weight. You're pushing into that strap. And slowly come back down. All right, guys, you move that strap out of the way. You might need it at the end of class. Come on back to mountain pose here. Roll the shoulders back. Take 3 full breaths here in mountain pose. All right, next inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, dive into that forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. One more option, maybe you want to reach those arms back, take them side, maybe extend them forward. Make sure the back is strong no matter what you do. Exhale, forward bend. Hands to the floor. Step all the way back to your plank. Inhale, exhale here. Inhale again. Exhale, lower all the way down. Forehead to the mat. Tops of our feet resting if you can. You can tuck the toes if your feet cramp up a lot. Arms right alongside us. Tighten up your belly. Inhale, lift to half locust, so forehead and chest up. Fingertips reaching toward the back of the mat. Maybe float the legs up, full pose, or half pose. Inhale at the top, exhale lower. You want to turn your head to the side while you're resting, but you always want to start and end your pose with your neck in alignment with the spine. So that would be forehead to the mat. All right, let's try that again. Tighten up the belly first. Inhale, maybe you want to come into the full pose right away. Maybe you want to interlace the fingers. Really work that chest up, shoulders back. And still keep the lower body down. Inhale here. And exhale all the way back down. All right, now we're going to bring those hands back under the shoulders, forehead to the mat. From here, I want you to tuck the toes under. I want you to either push up to modified plank or perhaps full plank. Take a breath in and out. One more inhale. Exhale into downward facing dog. See where we are time-wise. Never enough time to do it all. All right, knees down, coming into child's pose. This is our last time here, and then after this, we're going to be turning over onto our mat. So be here as long as you need to for a little bit of a rest. I'm going to turn around right away and set up what we're going to work on next. So we're going to work on a couple of things here. Again, you know how I really love working the chest, the easy little back bends here. Could be kind of invigorating, right? They tend to make our heart rate go up a little bit. So with all of the work that we've done today, you might opt to just do the chest expansion, which would be not bringing your hips off the mat, so not as challenging. I mean, still challenging, but you may not want to add some strength work at this point. But I'm going to give you the options anyway. We'll do it 2 times, and you'll have 3 options. So you could do the same thing twice. You could do a couple of different things. Maybe you want to start easy and then do a challenging one. Maybe you want to do the hardest one first and then another one. So I'll just call them 1, 2, and 3. I'll show them briefly. Don't do them yet, but you can choose when I tell you to do it. Again, whatever order you want. So I'm going to take my hands, palms down, right behind and kind of outside the hips. So not outside, not directly behind. I kind of like to call it like the corner, right? I'm going to press the hands down. I'm going to lift my heart to the ceiling, take my eyes up. Now from here, try to really breathe into those tight areas. That's option 1. You don't have to do it yet. Option 2, bring the feet about 2 feet away from your hips, and then you're going to vary that depending on how it feels. Tabletop. I'm going to lift my hips up to the same level as my shoulders and knees. I'm going to press my chest up. My neck doesn't just fall back. I do control the back of my neck. That's option 2. If you stay up there a while, you want to control that breathing. You'll want to lower with an exhale. So that's option 3, incline plank. I like this one, even though I find it really hard. You're going to lift up and you're going to be a plank rather than parallel to the ground. You're going to be more of an angled plank, but you want to have your body in as straight a line as possible, which includes trying to get the toes to the mat. Again, if it causes cramping, then you can relax the toes a little bit, but hands always in this position. Inhale, lift up. Now, as I lift my hips, I try to get those toes to the mat. I can let my head drop a little bit, but don't just let it relax. Keep some energy there. Squeeze the glutes. All right, so those are your 3 options. I'm going to go ahead and set up the first one. My order is going to be incline plank, and then I'm just going to do chest expansion afterward. So think about the 2 you want to do. Here we go for our first one. Whenever you're ready, you always lift with an inhale. Stay however long you want. Even if your hips are down, come out of the pose when you're ready with an exhale. If you want to take the hands up, circle the wrists, shake them out a little bit. All right, we'll do one more. Again, I'm going to do just a chest expansion now. And then after that, whatever you're doing, we're going to all go into a forward bend. Because what happens sometimes with back bend is our heart rate goes up a little bit, right? So then we want to get calmer after that, because then we'll be going down onto our mat and finishing up. So think about what you're going to do for this next one. When you're ready, same thing. Engage, press down, lift the heart. And be there however long you want. And then as I come out of it, take a breath at the top. Exhale, come back to here. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale into your forward bend. Reach forward. 3 to 4 breaths here. Remember to always work on lengthening that upper body and then move forward. Come out of it slowly. Bend the knees. You can either roll down from here. If you prefer to just roll over to your side and meet us down here, that's fine too. All right. Once you get on your back, let's just bring those knees in. Roll the back a little bit. Bring the feet up. Flex and point those feet. Circle the ankles a few times each way. All right, bring the knees back down. We're going to keep that right knee in and let that left leg stretch all the way out. We're going to do a couple series of twists because we didn't do any earlier today. Remember that when we're twisting, we're trying to get into the hips and back, but the center of the body is very involved on this. We want to make sure that the abdominals are engaged, and remember that kind of twisting thing that we talk about with the twist with the body. Think of that wet rag that you're trying to squeeze from the middle to get everything moving to the outside and squeezing it out, right? So we're going to start out here. Now I'm going to just keep my left hand on the knee and open that right arm. Try to keep that right arm down. Inhale first. On the exhale, twist to the left as you bring that right knee up and over. And again, if the right shoulder comes up, I want you to press it down, even if the knee comes back a little bit. But try to get the hips stacked up on top of each other. See where you're feeling that. Eyes can be up, or you can look toward the right hand. All right, we're going to slowly come onto our back. As I do that, I'm going to bend both knees. Get that right foot or right ankle kind of against my left knee, pressing that right knee out. Maybe bringing that left foot up and binding the hand around the leg somewhere, if that's a good one for you. If not, just keep that foot down. You can even help yourself by pressing that knee gently away. All right, let's go ahead and bring both knees into the chest again. Roll the back. And then we'll do the other side. We'll keep that left knee in, and we just bring that right leg all the way down. Stretch it out. Give that right hip a minute to relax. All right, twisting to the right. Now open that left arm. Inhale first. On the exhale, pull that left knee up and over. Keep the left shoulder down. All right, now let's come onto our backs. Left foot goes to the right knee. Press that left knee out, or you can bring that right foot up. Thread the needle stretch. All right, we're going to uncross the legs. Bring yourself into a little ball here. Bring the head in, bring the knees towards your forehead. Squeeze everything to the center. Take a breath in. On the exhale, slowly bring those legs out. Stretch the arms overhead. Bring the legs all the way long. Open them a little bit. Take a breath in and do that full body stretch again. So fingertips reaching as far in one direction. Whoops. as possible. Toes stretching the other way. Everything in between is involved. We're going to exhale and relax. Just stay here. Turn your head to the right. Inhale, bring the head up. Exhale, turn your head to the left. And inhale, bring it back up. We're going to do that again. Full body stretch. Inhale. Exhale, let it all relax. Same thing, just kind of hang out here. Don't bring the arms down just yet. Notice if your body's starting to feel more relaxed, starting to slow down a little bit. One more time. Inhale, stretch and hold. And exhale, relax. Now we are gonna bring those arms down alongside us. Open the legs out a little bit. Get yourself comfy. Now you might find another position works better for you. For savasana, you want to go bring the legs up the wall. You want to grab a block under the hips. Find something that you really like. And you can even, if you like to elevate the hips a little bit at first, either legs out or butterfly legs, then you can then take that block out at some point. But just make sure that your savasana is something you look forward to, that you're not getting into a position that's uncomfortable. This is the time to really modify whatever, right? We want to be so comfortable that we might actually even let our minds drift off for a minute or two. So once you are in that position, I want you to close your eyes. Focus on breathing again. Try to notice if you're still using that slower breathing we worked on earlier, and if not, bring yourself back to that. Count as you come, breathe in, count as you exhale, just until you can establish that rhythm. You want to still be feeling that whole upper body expanding outward with that breath. Relaxing as you exhale, feeling any tension in the body leaving the body, right? Keeping that mind open, just thinking about yourself, your breathing, how your body's feeling. If you want to scan through the body, you can start from the head. Take some time though, work through each part of the body separately. Don't just go, oh, I'm done, I've scanned it one time. Take your time. You can also start at the lower body from the feet, make your way up.